Hello for my FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I promise this time round the episode will not be as long, although you can probably already see that. Let's keep pursuing Shizune's route. The next day I woke up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Oh dearie me. Sleeping late is fine since it's a Saturday and there are no classes, but there's bound to be two people knocking on our door. Come on, wake up! We want you to see the fruits of our labour! Something like that. Not just a Sunday though, but a festival as well. From my window I can already see some people at the soba booths slinging noodles onto plates from people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. And finishing my morning routine, I exit up a hallway intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. Let's not do that. The door slowly closes with a low creak and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. Nah, neither do we. Although that's for you to decide, because I find Kenji's conversations pretty awkward and skippable. I ponder what I'd like to do with Shizune and Misha, deciding it's best to be extra prepared. I dive back into my room and to stock my wallet with money. I wonder if they have that game where you try to catch goldfish on a paper net. It seems way easier than they make it look. Then again, if I were to catch a goldfish, I'd have no real reason to keep it. What am I going to do with a fish in my tiny room? Cook it? I could give it to Shizune or Misha, but that might be overstepping my boundaries. It's a real problem. Both of them are cute, but I don't think I have any chance with either of them. Regardless, I mull over the thought of doing it. Doing what? I imagine how they might react if I were to give them a gift tonight, like a fish or a doll. Doll is more preferable. Misha would probably laugh like she always does. Shizune might slap it out of my hand. Maybe it isn't such a good idea after all. Okay, I think I'm set. Ready for the off. To the festival we go. Oh, a good while later I decide that this could be another psych out test devised by Shizune. Even if it isn't, it's starting to get kind of late. I resolve to just go out and search for them even though I don't know where I could look. They might be really hard to find today. As soon as I step outside, I almost bump into Shizune. What is she doing out here? Hi Shizune, where's Misha? I tried to sign it as best as I could, but really I'm just making stuff up. I've got to ask Misha to teach me some of this. Here. Oh, hi there. Of course you would be behind. Misha pops up from behind Shizune, grinning widely. We just came to make sure you're coming along with us to the festival. Don't renege on your promise. Promise? I don't think I promised anything. Shizune says so otherwise. Doesn't say so otherwise. Stop trying to get out of it. Come on, Hai-chan, it'll be fun. You need this. Anyway, or you'll become a no-good person. You don't want to become one of those people who just stays in their dorm room all day being paranoid, do you? We spent several months in the hospital. Not by choice. I find myself staring over her at the door to Kenji's room right across from mine. Hope he didn't hear that. But I think Misha wants the opposite. No, of course not. I was just playing around a little and was right about to leave anyway. You two didn't have to come here. Really? Ha ha ha. Sai-chan was worried you would try to get out of it somehow. We need you, Hai-chan. Huh? I think my heart just skipped a beat. I don't have the aim to knock the dolls off the pedestals in that one game, and Sai-chan refuses to throw things. Oh? Shizune stares at me, immediately noticing my disappointment. She uncrosses her arms and adjusts her glasses. What do you think we meant? I refuse to throw anything. Why, Sai-chan? That is weird. Well, anyway, Hai-chan, you've thrown a ball before, right? Right? So you have to come with us. Yeah, just because we've thrown a ball doesn't mean we're good at it. I'm amazed by their logic. Yeah, if you've thrown a ball, you must be a pro at it. It doesn't work like that! I don't know if they're joking or if they're not. No, I think they're being serious. I'd feel offended if I didn't know you guys were joking. You're joking, right? It is what it is, Hai-chan. It is what it is, it is what it is, it is what it is. Well, that's reassuring. Come on, let's go! The death band is setting up outside your window. Misha grabs me by the hand and tries to pull me out the door, but it's clear that she isn't trying at all. Shizune looks at both of us, blushing slightly and fiddling with her glasses impatiently. I'm not used to this kind of casual contact, but I've nothing against it. How could I object? How could one object? It's still light outside, but the sun is getting ready to set behind the trees. It looks like half the school is out here, and I can even see some fossil team members standing off to the side helping themselves to some punch. Why is punch here? Hope it's not the alcoholic sort. We're about to empty the entire bowl, to the dismay of the girl walking the stall. There are some fortune tellers chatting idly with their friends, while others have already gotten started slinging horoscopes at anyone who walks in range. I think that kind of tactic is a little too aggressive, but it shows that they're into it. It's refreshing to see, but I don't know if I'll be able to get used to it. Well, we should get something to eat. Hungry, Hai-chan? Come to think of it, I haven't eaten all day, you naughty, naughty boy. I don't really want to eat fried noodles. That's okay, there are other fried foods. Are there any foods that aren't fried? Candy! Junk food is the essence of celebrations. Come on, I mean Sai-chan will treat you to one thing. One? One? Just one. Only so you can build up energy for your throwing arm. But it doesn't like all of the booths are done setting up yet, so you might not be able to get what you want. I take a look around, surprised the number of stalls is unbelievable. This festival seems larger than ones you might see in actual towns. Despite what Misha said, it seems like half the school is already celebrating. The area is humming with the excited chattering, or at least half of the student body. I can smell food cooking, and it's only making me hungry by the second. Come on, Hai-chan, the food is already disappearing fast. If we want takoyaki, we need to move now. I can go for some takoyaki. Come on, let's eat that. Alright, I haven't had takoyaki in forever. I'm game. And off we go. Shizune takes off before Misha can even sign it back to her, briskly walking towards the takoyaki stand as Misha and I try to catch up. Misha laughs. She skips towards Shizune, who asks for 3 orders of takoyaki by holding up 3 fingers. I never noticed it before, but for someone who is so obsessed with high-class tea, it's a little weird that Shizune is also so into fast food. I think the high-class part of the tea is redundant. I take the plate of takoyaki she hands me and wonder if I should dig in. It is extremely hot. I can see the smoke coming off of it, and the oil bubbling on the surface. Shizune and Misha both look at me, as if waiting for me to eat before they can begin. I can't back down, so I spare one of the tiny plastic forks jauntily sticking up from the corner of the plate. However, before I can even put it in my mouth, Shizune and Misha begin eating eagerly. Shizune taking quickly but delicate bites out of the takoyaki, while Misha eats with relish like a small child. Okay. I guess at the end of the day, both of them are just kids like any other student here. Exactly! Anyone can be a kid, you know. This is kind of nice. I don't think I've had a chance like this in a long time, just to hang out with other people and enjoying their company. Even before coming here, I've been going through a very busy year, so busy that I hadn't realised what I've been missing out until now and skipping out on some class because these two are bad student council representative role models. There we go. I ran out of breath there. Here I feel at peace. This is a soothing atmosphere. I didn't know these kinds of festivals still existed. Hai-chan. You aren't going to eat your food? No, I'm going to eat it. I hope you aren't checking out because it's too hot. That's not it. Even their teasings begin to become endearing. Yes, even the horrors of going through this kind of scenarios. Wait a minute, why are there 2 different sound effects? I eat quickly before my food can get cold. Think of it, the dimly lit paper lanterns glowing warmly against the sunset makes for a beautiful sight. Before I can finish my last bite of takoyaki, Shizune steps in front of me, standing perfectly straight with her arms rigidly behind her back. I can see she's trying her best to look as serious as possible, but even she can't hide her good mood, as there's a slight smile on her face. Hello. Ha ha ha. Come on, Hai-chan. Let's go play some games. Are they even done setting up? No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Come on, Hai-chan, before it gets too crowded. Misha puts her hand on my shoulder and laughs very loudly. It's like we don't even have a choice in this. Come on. The prizes look really great this year. Really. Wouldn't you like to win some prizes for two cute girls like us? For two cute girls, yes. But you're not. Roasted. Misha flashes her best cute look, which is admittedly pretty cute. I look at Shizune expecting her to do the same, but she just looks at me like I'm insane. Wow. Misha, stop doing that. Wait, I'm Misha. Hi-chan, hurry up. You've been holding that piece of takoyaki for like 1,000 years. I like to savor everything that I eat, even this. Without warning, Shizune picks the takoyaki from my hand and plops it into her mouth with a smile. Hey, stop it! It happened so fast there was no way I could have stopped her. Before I could even fully process what just happened, Misha bursts into laughter and Shizune smiles at me, probably the closest I've ever seen her come into laughing. Well, that takes care of that. Shizune grabs my right hand and Misha grabs my left. Do we even have a choice in this? Like, in most scenarios, a guy having two girls just grab onto them is like a dream come true, but this feels a little bit forced. And no, not in that way. You're coming with us. There's a lot to do tonight. You should try hard to enjoy it. Thanks. This feels more forced than enjoyable. Running through an already sizable crowd of people, we play game after game, from ring toss to whack-a-mole to games I've never even heard of. We rarely win, but it's fun nonetheless, and fun is the most important part, not always about the prize getting. Hey, do they have that goldfish scooping game here? Of course, I didn't know you liked that game, Hai-chan. Well, I've always wanted to try it. It doesn't seem too hard. Are you sure about that, Hai-chan? Okay, we'll see. It should be around here somewhere. It's all about the technique. But where are you going to keep your fish? Do you have a bowl for it? Well, no. Maybe he'll eat it. Alright, Hai-chan. If we win any fish, we'll give them to you. Oh, really? Another game? Fine then. Shizune pushes me excitedly towards the booth, trying to hide the enthusiasm in her eyes. Fortunately, the two of them fail to catch a single fish, but I don't do any better. I can't help but laugh as immediately afterwards. They start tugging me towards a particularly large colourful stool that I helped build. I remember this one. It had been a real pain in the ass to make. The booth runner, an average-looking guy with dyed brown hair, snaps to attention when he sees us walking over. I notice two things. First, it's one of those games where you throw a ball at a pyramid of opaque bottles and try to knock over as many as possible. It's kind of like bowling. 4 balls for 50 yen. That's pretty good. Second, there are instructions on how to play in Braille. Almost want to say something, and to see if Shizune and Misha see it as well. Either they don't, or they don't find it strange at all. Hey, it's good to see you, Hakamichi. Thank you so much for helping with this booth. Having fun? Shizune glances towards Misha, who signs everything to her in a flash, then beams at the operator. It was nothing at all, really. Yeah, this is great. I think the best festival we put together yet. Shiraki would like to play this. That's okay, right? Of course, it would be really great if you would just give your cute, hard-working student council representative a prize for all the hours we put in to make all of this possible. No. No. If anything, Shiraki has balls, indeed, especially in the face of Shizune. Hey, I built this store. It was a back-breaking job too. I wasted 2 hours of my life. I think I deserve at least a free... No, not that. And me. Me too. After some hesitation, he eventually gives in and hands each of us 4 balls with a shrug. Barely a second later, Shizune and Misha dump theirs in front of me. What gives? Don't tell me that after making such a big deal out of it, you two aren't going to even play. Not after the way we gained up on Shiraki. Yeah. You stay out of this, please. Shizune turns to me and begins waving a hand dismissively. Misha appears torn between translating for her and counseling the poor booth operator. Ai-chan, where's your sense of chivalry? Besides, Shai-chan, have a policy against throwing balls. Okay. Sorry, Ai-chan. I don't know if my aim is that good either. You must be pretty good at these. Where does the logic come into play with this? Just because we might have played a sport many years ago which involves a ball, which by the way is a foot on a ball, does not mean that we're good with a hand on a ball. If we play dodgeball, then maybe that is the case, but not in this scenario. Misha, Shizune, where do you get your logic from? Which bottomless pit did you pull this logic from? I didn't even mean to spit. This looks simple enough. The bottles aren't even that far away. The only challenge is that these are wiffle balls. I threw one of them at the bottle's heart and it bounced off unceremoniously. What the hell? Oh yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. There's water inside the bottles. Trade secret. That's not very fair. No, it's not very fair, but that makes it all the more worthwhile when it comes to winning. You want something to be so easy, do you? This must be why it's 4 balls for 50 yen. How devious. Come on, Ai-chan, you can knock them down. You have 11 more chances, go! Maybe you should do it. Shizune, do you want to try? Shizune emphatically shakes her hand from side to side. I laugh. This is actually pretty fun. Wind up for another board, a pyramid of bottles, and manage to get them to budge just slightly. Both Shizune and Misha are casting longing glances towards a doll shaped like a cat. All in all, they really aren't that different. Sometimes I wonder if Shizune would sound like Misha if she could talk. No, they aren't. They're not that alike. I throw another wall, realizing that it's actually quite simple. If I can hit 2 bottles in the bottom row at the same time, it's an easy win. Already a small crowd is beginning to gather, so the pressure is really on me. 9 more shots. Wind it up like a baseball pitcher. I throw as hard as I can and bottles come tumbling down. Hey! Triumphantly I claim my girlish cat doll prize, and Misha laughs uproariously as if it was her own... it was her who won it. Shizune stares at me with her usual blank expression. It's clear she wants the doll too. Great. Ai-chan, congratulations. What are you going to do with that doll? There's no right answer. I have to tread carefully. I do not know. Well, I'll take it if you don't want it. Unless you want to keep it for yourself, Ai-chan. I didn't know you liked dolls. How delicate. I don't. I have no use for this. Can I have it then? Their eyes are drilling into my soul. It's almost like they are a part of me now. That's a weird way of putting it. This is a decision I don't want to make. I turn back to the booth. Hey, you have more than one of this doll. Actually, yeah, just one more. Okay, set everything up again. I want to try for that one as well. I still have 8 tries. As soon as the game is set up again, I throw as hard as I can but miss. Ha ha ha, trying to win another one. Taking the easy way out, Ai-chan. If it's that easy, you could try it. No thanks. Say Ai-chan. Could you at least put the doll down while you throw the balls? No. There's only one more left. You'd better get it. If you fail... No, you won't. What a clever way to duck out of giving me the doll, though. And by me, I mean me. Just kidding. I can see Misha doesn't mean any harm for me. And Shizune seems to enjoy her joke. Smile at it, but she looks a little depressed afterwards. I decide to hand her the doll, at least while I'm trying to win the other one. It's kind of hard to aim holding a giant cat. And thank you, Ai-chan. Sai-chan seems happy, Ai-chan, but you're going to win one for me too, right? That is what I'm trying to do, isn't it? I throw again, but my aim is way off this time. My arm feels kind of heavy as well, as if blood isn't flowing to it properly. I scold myself mentally, thinking that it's pathetic I could get tired from something like that. Then I realize maybe it's because of my heart. If it is, but I don't know what to think. It's depressive, and even something as small as this is enough to make me realize my own mortality. I guess there won't ever be a time when I'll be able to forget about it. Even today, when I thought I'd be able to just enjoy myself on this beautiful night and in this beautiful place with two beautiful, wonderful, cute friends, I can't escape the reason why I'm here. I never felt so at peace in my life, in this place which is like nowhere else I've ever been. It's hard now to keep from thinking the unthinkable, that I may just have been sent here to die. These past few days have been some of the best of my life, the first time in a long time that I've ever felt truly alive. But in the end, I'm someone who finds himself reminded every time he climbs too many stairs or throws a ball too hard that he could die at any second. I'll always be limited by this. I feel depressed by that, and angry as well. In the end, I care about my life, and I care about my friends, and I enjoy it, and now it's more translucent than ever before. I wonder what it is that will finally do me in. It could be anything. If I'm this weak and pathetic, a bad fall, punch to the chest, a stray baseball. I've now lost my will to keep playing this game, but I keep playing anyway. But the heart comes in. Suddenly I feel a split-second sensation of pain in my chest. It comes and goes instantaneously, but it's enough to make me stumble just a bit. Shizune jumps back. Startled, she comes closer. Staring at me with concern, Misha puts her hand on my shoulder. Hey, Hi-chan. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I don't really feel too good right now. I think I'm sick. I don't think I can go on. Misha frowns. Don't strain yourself. If you're that sick, you'll just make yourself sicker. Look, the festival's just getting started. We've been playing games for a while. We can take a little break if you're tired. Good idea, Shai-chan. I'm feeling a little tired too. What do you mean? You've not been throwing games at all? Or throwing balls at all? Or throwing balls into something at all? I think we're all a little worn out. Running all over the school, Hi-chan. I know, but they don't seem to notice anything unusual. That's good. That is indeed good. We walk through the sea of people with Misha cheerfully pointing out the faces of everyone she knows. Shizune holds a stuffed cat in her arms, creating it absent-mindedly. Seems like they're having fun. Suddenly I feel pain and guilt. Because of my poor health, we all had to stop. Hi-chan, we're both feeling kind of hungry. How about you? I'm not as hungry as I could be, but I do want something to eat. That's good enough, Hi-chan. So, what shall we get to eat? It doesn't really matter to me. How about sandwiches then? And we'll need something to drink too. Mish will get everything. What? Shizune looks at me and smiles, and I realise she might be trying to cheer me up with a joke. I laugh. Alright, Chan, it's getting kind of crowded, so we might not be able to eat here. It's getting kind of loud too. Maybe we should go eat up on the roof. That's fine with me. It might be a nice view, and there could be a little breeze. Okay then, I guess should get the food and drinks now, so I'll see you two then. Misha gives a clumsy wave and then runs off. Before, I didn't notice how the paper lanterns look illuminating the dark night, but now that I'm able to see it, it's really an amazing sight. Fireflies float overhead, their soft glow making it look as if snowing lights in the night sky are coming down upon us. This type of thing would be impossible to see in the city. Exactly. But what? Why are you now like this? Shizune tugs on my sleeves impatiently across her arms, frowning as if to show displeasure at me for getting distracted. You should really write your words down because she doesn't understand what you're saying. Come to think of it, isn't it kind of stupid of me to have said that to a deaf person? Yet, she wouldn't have heard it. There is lip reading, though. I shrug, hoping to show her, but I don't understand. Shizune shakes her head and dismisses it with a wave of her hand. Maybe I should get around to asking Misha for some lessons on sign language. Or go to the library and find a book on sign language. There is that too. Climbing up onto the roof, I find myself in awe again at the sheer size of the school. The ground's so expensive I can't believe I hadn't realised it before. Actually, it's Kenji up here. As I walk across the roof, trained behind Shizune, I can't help but be taken in by the stars shining in the sky. Shizune and I sit down on the bench. She seems like she's in a good mood. She smiles softly while the breeze blows through her hair. We look down at a festival which looks like a sea of glowing amber lanterns and waving paper fans teeming with people, some of them festively dressed in yukata. In fact, most of the girls seem to be wearing yukata. Otherwise, Shizune and Misha didn't dress up today, because we're student council representatives. The two of them would look nice in yukata. I briefly think about what types they would wear. Shizune would likely go with something traditional. However, Misha is a bit hard to place. Misha arrives, panting as she runs to us, trying to keep the food in her arms from falling. Setting everything on the ground, she lets herself drop backwards. Woof! That took a while. Come on, you two didn't tell me what you wanted, so I got some rice punch, some sandwiches, and some candy too. A little bit of everything. You know what? That is absolutely great. That's great. Let's dig in. Misha takes out a bite of a small triangular sandwich. So, Hai-chan, what do you think of the festival? It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. The stars are nice tonight. This couldn't be a more perfect day. The sound of people talking below us is like faint music alongside the chirping of crickets in the distance. I take a sip from the can of punch and look over at Misha, who looks as if she's sleeping comfortably with her back stretched out and a half-full can of apple juice balanced on her stomach. Shizune sits with her legs drawn close to her, rocking back and forth slowly like an impatient child as she stares up at the sky. The two of them are so cute. I look around and can see many students holding hands with their girlfriends or their boyfriends. Not too far from us, there are couples gazing up at the stars or down at the lights of the festival, holding each other's hands. A part of me wants that. Looking at Shizune and Misha, I wonder if maybe I should ask one of them out someday. I wonder if it would be worth the risk. The golden hands moving across the face on the delicate watch on Shizune's wrist catch my eye, and I see that it's getting kind of late, but the festivals are still growing strong. Shizune is still holding the stuffed cat on one by the paw. She noticed me looking at it. Offhandedly she offers it to me. I smile once to ask her what I would do with it, but she wouldn't be able to understand me. I shake my hand and try my best to tell her to keep it, hoping she'll understand. As I look out towards the school, I can see before me so many people, all of which are happy and cheerful, bright and beautiful. Watching them makes me feel content. This is life. It is nice and content, with celebratories here and there. This really was something. Today was worth it. But I still can't shake the feelings of guilt and melancholy from earlier. They keep hanging on to me, and I can't let them go. Shizune signed something to me, and I can't understand her. No matter what I say, she won't be able to hear me. I can't understand you, Shizune. Well, whatever. I know we both consider ourselves at fault for this. Anyway, I'm sorry for not being able to understand. You know, I'm almost glad that you tried to coerce me into coming here. If I attempt to date you, though, I might have to think more about that side of you. No, actually, I'm glad. Today was nice. You'd be cute if you smiled more. You have a nice smile. Frustrated, she stands up, arms behind her back, looking authoritative and confident against the backdrop of stars. What the hell? Suddenly, Shizune throws her arms out towards the open sky, seeming to hold it between her hands. I think there's something else behind this, something of affection. It's as if she's telling me to look at everything in front of me. But the school bathed with the festival's glow and lit up with the colourful yukata, the roof illuminated by fireflies, the sky so vast it imposes a feeling of awe onto you. What does she want? It slowly dawns on me with time. This beautiful scene before me is proof that there are things wonderful enough that spoiling them with a bad mood would be unforgivable. And I can feel the weight of Shizune's personality pressing the point further. Thanks, I guess. I look away, but then Shizune grabs me by the shoulder, her watch brushing against my cheek. With her left hand, she points up at the sky. Oh. We can see a silhouette of two people together. With faint pops, fireworks begin to go off in the sky, each one spreading a shower of bright colors that slowly fade into the dark. Where's Misha gone? I can't even recall the last time I saw fireworks at all, much less display this large, Don't know where I got image from. Not to mention, it seems that they've been launched from the school. It's almost impossible to believe. The lights in the sky mingle with a second salvo from the town below, and they seem timed to complement each other like two parts of a duet. They continue for maybe 15 more minutes, and then stop. Shizune realizes her hand is still on my shoulder and withdraws it, carefully, looking a little uncomfortable. Okay. Regain her composure, she grins, with her hands on her hips and her chest thrust out in front of her. It's in these moments that she seems most like a regular teenage girl, energetic, happy, and carefree. I eat thoughtfully with Shizune, the two of us looking out at the gradually thinning crowds below in silence. She sits leaning forward slightly, her chin resting softly in her hands and a contented look on her face with just a hint of wistfulness, all the while still gently holding on to the stuffed cat's paw. I start feeling tired and I can tell that I'll see her and Misha tomorrow without even realizing she can't hear me, and then start walking back to the dorms. I feel warm and alive, even in this chilly night air. The image of Shizune standing forcefully before the stars themselves, denying my self-pity, does not leave my mind easily. If it only takes a moment for there to be love, I think I may be falling in love with... Stop it! Just a little bit. Just one little bit. Ah. Is he learning sign language? Oh gosh. Ah. A triangle. Not so much of a love triangle, is it now? He's getting impatient. And... oh, Misha's watching. What are you doing just watching there? What are we going to do in the learning to read? So we are definitely, without question, shadowed out in Shizune's route, and unfortunately for those who would want a mission route, unfortunately that is not going to be the case. The next morning I recall what a perfect night last night was. So much so that I can't stop thinking about it. Yeah, Misha stealthily snuck out, didn't she? She probably was thinking about a potential ploy for there to be some kind of budding going on between Hisao and Shizune. The next morning I recall what a perfect night last night was, so much so that I can't stop thinking about it. It's probably not the most appropriate time to reminisce, since I have a test first period. Oh, it's so unfair. How could they do this? They hold a festival that is the culmination of what has been at least a few weeks' worth of work on a Sunday, and then follow up with exams starting the very next morning. That's very unfair. It's got to be some kind of sick joke. At least give it a day. I'm not too worried about it, but I wonder if they really couldn't have held off this for at least another week. Just another day would be okay. Well, at least the weather is this morning is nice enough that I could study outside before class. It's a lot more refreshing out here than it would be in the classroom, not to mention with how quiet it is. I'm starting to think that everyone else will be sleeping in pretty late today. I put down the notes I'm reviewing for a second and stare out of the school grounds still littered with festival stalls. Look at them now in the daytime, without paper lanterns or crowds of people to draw my attention away from them. I noticed something peculiar. A lot of the stores that Shizune, Misha and I visited last night also happens to be the ones that we worked on. That's cute. Did Shizune come up with this? It had to be intentional, especially knowing her. Did she hope I would catch on and see the fruits of our labours? Speaking of the devil, I hear footsteps crunching the grass behind me and turn around. I feel slightly paranoid, but I can find Shizune standing there with a innocuous look on her face. Good morning. Why do I keep forgetting that she can't hear me? It's probably because I've gotten so used to Misha translating for both of us, but I haven't actually run into many situations where I was forced to acknowledge Shizune's deafness and the problems that could stem from it. I think yesterday was the first. I give her a wave anyway. I could do at least this much, but I'm not even going to pretend for a minute that I could hold up a conversation with her, considering my ignorance of sign language. Would it be rude to just go back to my notes? I don't really know what else I could do. Where's Misha? Not just because I can't understand, you two are always together anyway, so I'm not used to seeing you apart. I know it's silly, but for some reason talking to her makes me feel less awkward. Surprised she doesn't get mad at all. She starts signing, but it's different than usual. Shizune's hands move more slowly, and the gestures are simpler. I quickly realise that this isn't sign language at all, but she still attempts to communicate with me. So is this a sign language equivalent of breaking it down into layman's terms? I'm terrified I attempt to gesticulate back. I just look like a total dumbass. The look on Shizune's face tells her that she is starting to think that trying to have any kind of back and forth like this is not exactly the best way to accomplish things. There has to be a better way. Write on a pad? Well, I don't have a pencil and paper. What else though? Cell phones? I don't really have much use for mine here, so I barely carry it around, and I don't know if Shizune even has one. She takes the initiative, holding up a finger to ask for a pause before pulling out a pad and pen from her bag and writes a single word on it. Ah, hello! I stare blankly and receive a similar, but somehow more intimidating stare in response. She nudges the pad in my direction, forcefully, clearly wants me to reply. Good morning. Shizune beams with a disproportionate amount of happiness. She starts twirling her pen triumphantly as she thinks about where to go from here. I've realised as well I've forgotten to save in a good amount of time. I wonder how many save slots this game could actually hold. Oh, come on. It isn't like we just invented fire. Shizune pushed up her glasses courtly as she heard me, and then starts writing at a furious pace. Use the notepad. Right. So I sound like a dog now. I'm confused. Am I supposed to take it from her and write? Okay. This is about the first thing I could imagine from a smooth, flowing conversation. It makes me envy the ease with which Misha is able to communicate with Shizune. Are you studying for the test? I'm pretty sure if I can get away with answering simple yes or no questions like this with nods. You are here very early. Most people sleep in late after the festival. That means you are abnormal. What do you mean I'm abnormal? Is that so? You're here too. Before handing that response back to her, though, I remember what I noticed earlier and add, you're here too. Yes, it was fun. I noticed today that I built a lot of the stalls we went to. Maybe that's why they were so familiar. Was this another game? My bad. She shakes her head from side to side indignantly. No tricks. I thought that because you had made those stalls, they were the most important ones. We had to visit them, because everyone should be able to appreciate the fruit of their labours. I wanted you to be able to see and enjoy what you had done. I'm sort of touched. Still, I have to wonder why she would go so out of her way, and I ask as much in my response. Because you were Wow. I want to say that I was depressed for days, but stop. It's true. I was moping quite a bit, and not being too subtle about it half the time either, so it's possible that she knew. Was everything she did just to cheer me up, then? Thanks. I mumbled it before I could catch myself, but Shizune doesn't seem to care. I waited down instead, and she nods once as if unused to it. The silence between us grows more vast with each passing second, and there's nothing I can do to break it. Having to write everything down on paper kind of destroys any hope of trying to be casual. Good luck on the exam. Shizune pushes the pad right in front of my eyes, breaking my concentration, taking initiative again as always. As she walks into the school building, I can't help feeling a little sad. That felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life. Not because it's so alien to me to have a face-to-face conversation with someone by passing notes to each other, but I can't help coming up blank most of the time. It makes me want to learn sign language. Exactly. That's easier said than done. Although in a school like Yamako, they might very well have sign language classes. In that case, there would be less reason not to pursue this. The only person I can think to ask at the moment is Misha. How badly do I want this? There's two options. Wait until after class, or go look for her now. I guess I'll go now, but I'm not certain where she is. My best bet would be to start searching for her in the girls' dorms, though. After all, if she wasn't with Shizune, there's probably the only place where she would be. A guy casually prowling around the girls' dorm early in the morning is unacceptable, but asking Misha about sign language classes in front of Shizune would be just unthinkable. She has to come to school sometime after all. We're in the same class, so she too has to take this test. If I wait here, I'll be sure to see her sooner or later. I just hope that she doesn't walk past her when I'm flipping through my notes. It turns out to be a pretty long wait. As students file into the school, I wonder if Misha is going to be late. Eventually I catch sight of her. While she bounces across the ground, it hits me that I have to be blind to miss her with her incredibly distinctive hair. Hi Hair-chan, good morning. Morning. I don't have a lot of time before class starts, so I cut directly to the chase. Hey, can I ask you a question? A question? Okay, Hi-chan, sure. I have time, but only because I'm late. What does that mean? I should have woken up earlier, but I was so tired. If I had, I would have to study, but since I didn't, it won't hurt. What is it, Hi-chan? Well, there are sign language classes here, right? Yep. They're electives. Why do you want to know, Hi-chan? For some reason, that question briefly makes me panic. No reason, it sounds interesting. But I guess it's too late to sign up now, right? I'm not exactly being too subtle here, but Misha never seems to pick up on things like that anyway, so I'm probably being more cautious when it's necessary. Ah, well, Hi-chan, I've heard of a few infused students taking sign language every year, so if you want to, I'm sure they will let you in. Are you thinking of learning the sign language, Hi-chan? Yeah. If you learn sign language, Hi-chan, that would make Shai-chan really happy. If you want, we could go to the teacher's office after school. They'll probably let you in. That would be great. Don't tell Shizune that I want to learn it though. Why not? So that it can be a surprise. Besides, it'll look bad if you tell her this morning, and then I found out in the afternoon that I can't take the classes. Ah, you're right, Hi-chan. Still, this will be hard. It's such good news. I'm in the student council, so I might as well try learning it. Even if it's just the basics, it'd be a step up from nothing. Besides, Shizune and I can't keep reading everything through as if you were a phone or something, right? You're right, Hi-chan. The bell rings to signal the start of the first period. Cutting our conversation short, I guess I'll just ask a teacher after classes are... Okay. Her reaction was a little strange, but I forgot about it as the day goes on. What? We didn't even get to the chase scene where he would ask the teacher about the possibility of sign language classes. How dare they? How dare they? The bell rings and the teacher at the front of the room gestures that class are over for the day. Although getting into this class was surprisingly easy, it's only been a few days and I'm still not used to this experience. The actual sign is easy to pick up than I expected, but most of my classmates are hard of hearing. On top of that, the teacher favours immersion. I haven't heard her speak since I asked if I could take the class. It's an alien concept and really unnerving. Maybe some moments are best skipped out. The moment I step out of the classroom, I hear a familiar laugh explode through the air a short distance to my left. Misha! Of course it would be. There would only be one person that would shout so loudly. Hi, Hi-chan. Misha's not in my sign language class, so this is the first time I've seen her in this context. I still don't know whether her not being in my class is good or bad. It's a mixture of both. It would be more interesting with her in it, but the potential for awkward situations would increase drastically. Hi. It's a surprise to see you here, Hi-chan. Ah, that's right, you're taking sign language, aren't you? Right? What do you think of it so far, Hi-chan? It's not easy to learn a new language, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. Despite how different it is from other languages, it's still easier than English. Most languages are easier than English. Haha, really, Hi-chan? I agree. I was just joking, but she's apparently totally serious. I wonder how Misha could effortlessly translate things to me while simultaneously having a conversation with Shizune in a different language like she does. Until now, I've taken for granted how amazing it is. Someone bumps into my shoulder and apologizes. It's getting kind of crowded here, what with it being the end of the day and all. I think we should talk somewhere else instead of a hallway. Let's go to the roof or something. Okay. I decide to continue talking on the way. It's surprisingly quiet enough to carry on a conversation while doing so. It's still taking me some time to get used to having to look at a teacher constantly. I guess I took all those years of simply learning to lectures while I doodled for granted. It makes taking notes a lot more difficult too. The introductory class is small, and I'm already behind. I guess I have a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, this is much better. I turn around to look back at Misha and see her staring at me with her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed outwardsly. Hi, Chan. You're behind? That's not good at all. I started the class a week later than everyone else. It's not that bad. Okay, Hi-chan, let's review what you've learned then. I'll tutor you, okay? This is the first time I've heard "I'll tutor you" used outside of dirty movies. I'm not nearly as turned on as I expected. Get your mind out of the gutter, lad. I don't know if I need a tutor yet. Aww, she looks more disappointed than usual. It makes me feel awkward to see her making that kind of face. I want to be a sign language teacher, Hi-chan, but it would really be great if I could try tutoring someone in it first. Even if it's a little while, the experience would be valuable. Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't know you want to be a sign language teacher. It's hard to believe she isn't intentionally trying to make me feel guilty because she's very good at it. Still, it makes sense. She's very good at sign language already from what I've seen, and certainly has the voice for dealing with the hearing impaired. I never saw her as the teaching type, though. It's the reason why I wanted to go to this school, Hi-chan. It's also really expensive to attend here, you know. Because I want to be a sign language teacher, I have reduced tuition fees. If it wasn't for that, I don't know if I'd be able to keep going here. I see. It's not that I think you would be bad at tutoring. It's just that I don't know if I need it just yet. You're right, Hi-chan. You're smart. Well, no, that just makes me sound arrogant. Alright, please tutor me. Ha ha ha. Really? Okay. Yay, thanks, Hi-chan. I'll do my best. Let's start right now. Too soon? You're not giving her many options here, Hisao. I miss Hi-chan. Did you just see her this morning? But it's hard to talk to her in class, Hi-chan. There's no student council today either. Well, there have been exams all week. I'd be kind of mad if there was still student council. I'll be glad when they are over. When it's back, you're not going to skip out, right, Hi-chan? Of course I'm in it, after all. Don't worry, I'm not going to just suddenly stop showing up. A promise is a promise. Misha pauses for a second, not looking very convinced. Shai-chan takes the student council very seriously, Hi-chan. Now that you've joined, she works harder than before since she wants to make a good impression. Some other people joined at first, but they stopped coming soon after. Shai-chan tried to get more people interested in the student council, but wasn't successful. Even when someone would join, they'd stop coming eventually. They'd make excuses and just put it off more and more until they stopped coming altogether. However, I believe that you really mean it, Hi-chan. My eyes stay focused on her hands, tilting and moving almost of their own free will, softly sighing everything she is saying to herself as she speaks. When you say you were joined, she was really happy. Shai-chan thinks you're interesting, Hi-chan. An uninteresting person won't have the drive needed to join. Even if they do, a person that isn't interested will quit soon after. That's what Shai-chan said. So, it's my duty to make sure you keep going. Is that why you want to choose me? You're kind of sneaky. Really, Hi-chan? That's the first time anyone has said that about me. There's no chance that I would avoid student council work now. Thinking back over the past few days, I started to realise that the only reason I joined in the first place was because of Shizune. Her competitiveness and force of will are alluring. I can't tell Misha that, though. Okay, Hi-chan, let's review what you've learned in class today. You don't even know what I learned in class today? You're right, Hi-chan. Okay, let's start with the basics then. I'll just teach you everything from the beginning. You're kidding, right? Huh? You're serious? That's like days of lessons, and we're not even learning on the same level. It's like riding a bike, Hi-chan. You never forget the basics. I don't know how to ride a bike, though. Okay. Oh, no. Right. I want to be a teacher one day, so of course I know what I'm doing. Okay. We're starting. Absolutely, we're starting. She looks like she's trying very hard. but this could be bad. Well, learning a language is vastly different from teaching it, and the first step is usually the hardest part. Honestly, I couldn't do any better. Still. Sign language was formally introduced in the 18th century by a Frenchman named... whose name I can't pronounce. And he started the first public school for the deaf in 1755. But the unwritten history of sign language is said to... I don't really know where to start. Sorry, well, what better place to start than the history of the sign language? Right? Right? No, wait, maybe the alphabet. Okay, the alphabet it is then. Okay, Hi-chan, this is pretty basic stuff. Although some people think that this is all of signing, and forget there are all kinds of specific gestures and words. Although you can't really get anywhere else without the basics. This is A. Do you see it? Now you try. Already know this though. I humour her anyway. Haha, yeah, that's it. Now this is B, and this is C, and this is D, and this is E. Okay, let's go on. Let's move onwards. Misha makes one symbol with each hand without specifying which is which. Aha, we meant to guess it. And now D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Yeah, this is bad. Do you think Shizune wants to do some student council work today anyway? We could go. Of course not, Hi-chan. Come on, I'll do it again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, your turn. So there's really no student council work that needs doing, or anything like that. What are you talking about, Hi-chan? Come on, sign, sign! Like this? No, like this! Like... this. I wish Hi-chan was here. This would be so much easier with her. That's how sign language is taught most of the time. Anyway, with two instructors... Did you know that, Hi-chan? No. I let my brain run through what this would be like if Shizune were here. Hi-chan, are you paying attention? Yeah? Shai-chan says that sign language is different from any other because you might have to think about everything before you say it. That means every word has more weight, Hi-chan. Every single one is more important than usual. But remember to smile, or be sad, or be angry behind when you use sign language, because that also conveys emotion behind it. So pay attention, please. She continues her basic rundown of the basics of sign language. Eventually she starts talking about stuff I start to recognize. In the end, I'm impressed. It took a bit of stumbling to get there, but as a teacher, she's pretty good at when she's serious. Indeed. After a while I started to notice it's getting late, so I thanked Misha, bid her goodbye, and go back to my dorm. Age wonders, I learned a lot today. Another day comes by for us though, in Katawa Shoujo. And it stopped raining as well, thankfully. I'm jolted awake by thunderous bang sound coming from my door. Of course it would be Misha or Shizune. My first thought is it could be Shizune. After all, only a deaf person or a jackass would knock that loudly at this hour. Who is it? Of course, if it's Shizune, she wouldn't be able to hear that or answer it. There's no reply, so I'm kind of pleased. I haven't seen Shizune in a while. Oh, great. It's goddamn Kenji. Open the door, I find Kenji still... Oh, goodness sakes. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Just slam the door and get back into bed. The second my head hits the pillow, a painfully loud ringing assaults my ears, and I realize it's my clock. The alarm goes off means that right now is the time I'm supposed to wake up in the first place. On weekdays, at least. I pick it up and throw it without looking up. It gets wedged between the bed and the wall. The noise not stopping. In fact, it seems to grow louder. By the time I'm able to pry out of there, I know I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. The only thing I can think of doing now is going to town and just getting Kenji's stupid package, but it's too early for that. After showering, I take my medication. I'm actually very hungry today since I went without dinner yesterday. And before that, I just had a very light lunch. I eat the pills, chomping on them like a leg of lamb. They're unbelievably bitter and disgusting. Well, good medication tastes bad. Or something like that. I'm still hungry, and there's still a lot of time to kill, so I decided to go into town and find somewhere to have breakfast. I can't remember the last time I ate out. Besides, weather is really nice too, so why not? The walk into town is longer than I remember, possibly because it's been a while and probably because I rarely come here alone. There are barely any cars on the road because it's so early in the morning, making it unusually quiet. The first thing I do is start looking for a place to eat. Immediately I think of a Shanghai, but I want something more substantial than sandwiches or a cake. Since it's so early, though, I decide to get Kenji's package first. Pick up the post office doesn't take very long, but the moment I see it, I'm enraged about what a pain in the ass it would be to carry this thing all the way back to the school. The box is huge, you need 2 hands to hold it. Insultingly, it's not even very heavy. I was thinking of wandering around for a little while, but with this thing in tow, that's probably going to be a real problem. I guess the Shanghai is my only option now. Everything else is closed, and the ones that aren't all have about the same menu. That fact also makes me want to throw some more business Yuko's way. Before I can even open the door and enter, someone taps me on the shoulder from behind. I turn around to see Shizune there. Instinctively I look for Misha, but she doesn't seem to be here. Good morning to you too. Looks like those sign language classes are already starting to pay off. I'm tempted to sign it right back, but she might think I know a lot more than I actually do. For now, I just give her a wave and open the door. That's probably why only now the text would appear on screen when she's doing her sign language, because the protagonist now knows some things. She's probably here for her morning tea and didn't come here just to greet me. It turns out I'm right, as Shizune follows me inside the tree house. Tea house. It's a total ghost town here. It's not exactly peak hours, but every other cafe I've passed had at least a few customers. Actually, the Shanghai has been fairly empty every time I passed by. How does this place stay in business? Probably because there are people in here which are here when you're not here. Hello, thank you for choosing to patronize our establishment. And you're clumsy as usual. Yuko bows with the force of a foreign axe, and her head collides with a box in my hands. Launches it towards the floor. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, please forgive me. It's okay, you don't have to do that. Hello, thank you for choosing our shop. Since we know, but it's part of my job. You're here early, what can I get you? I just want some coffee for now. I wonder what Shizune wants. Without Misha, there's no real way to tell, or any way to even ask. I haven't learned about that. She's here, so I'm pretty sure that means she wants something too. I don't really know what Shizune wants. Does she have a usual? Wait, she might want something else though. Perhaps she should bring us a menu just in case. I look around for one but can't find anything that looks remotely like a menu. Menus? I'll look for one right now. Huh? There are menus, but just rare. It's only a restaurant menu, not a collector's edition. A limited edition menu. Weird. Is that what Shizune is saying? Nah, she can't hear you. It's just weird for a cafe to make you have to go out of your way to look for a menu. Weird? Yeah, you're right, so illogical. There's so many things like why is it called the Shanghai? It's a Western style tea house, but the name is Chinese, yeah. And the architecture is old fashioned, but my uniform is so modern and sophisticated. There's so many dualities here. For goodness sakes! She looks like she's about to pass out. If she does, she'll probably fall forward and make a mess of everything. Again. I can't work here anymore. What a bad place for her circular train of logic to enter. No, come on. That kind of stuff is what sets this place apart. There are a lot of cafes around, here, you know. I think it's charming, really. Please don't quit. Business is good here, isn't it? Not really. See, I think this is a good job for you. It suits you. You shouldn't quit. I never had to defuse this kind of crisis before. Eventually I managed to calm her down and convince her that I'm sure Shizune just wants what she usually orders here. Yuko walks away to get our drinks, and by then Shizune has already picked a table. There are no other customers, and Yuko isn't the most talkative person, so it's very quiet. It doesn't really bother me, but I wish there was some way we could communicate. There are so few moments when we're alone. Shizune and Misha are always almost always together, to a point where sometimes it seems like they're one. Now it's just me and her, and I'm unable to understand her or have her understand me. It's terrible. You don't have your little notepad today. I know it's a weekend and all, but it's not like you to be unprepared. Well, that's fine. I don't really like using it anyway. Still, it would come in handy now. Shizune starts sighing in short bursts, punctuated by her stopping to take a sip of her tea. It's strange how she doesn't make the slightest attempt to change how she normally acts. I'm talking to her for the most part because I'm not used to long silences. I briefly wonder if it's the same for her in a way. No, it's always like that for her because she can't hear. However, it seems unlikely. I think it's more that she is the type who doesn't change how she acts for anyone. Hey, it seems like Misha joined the student council because of you. That makes two of us, you know. I'm only there because you forced me into it. Well, not really forced, I guess. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have joined. That sounds slightly romantic, and I find myself blushing at it all. I feel like such an idiot. Although I still don't know why you joined. It should have been the first thing I asked, in retrospect, but I'm really curious. I have to remember to ask Misha sometime. It's nice to talk to you, even if you can't understand me. I wonder if it's the same for you. That would be really great. I don't think sign language will ever be as natural for me as Misha makes it look. But it's got to be a step up from using pen and paper, right? We've both been finished with our drinks for a while. Shizune's eyes fall upon the box sitting in its own chair by my side. I'm just picking up for someone. It's not mine. Shizune pulls it close to her, intending to open it, and my heart almost leaps out of my throat. I quickly try to pull it back by wrapping my leg around the leg of the chair. What the hell? Don't open it! You can't just open other people's mail! That's not legal! No! Once she gets going, there's almost no stopping her. Eyes filled with excitement. She looks ready to fight me over this stupid package, and I realise just how fast this could turn into a game of tug-of-war. I am almost out of my seat now and waving my arms like an air traffic controller before she finally settles down. Shizune pouts, not pleased with having her curiosity checked, and gets up to leave. It's about time to, I guess. We've been here for a while. I potentially pick up a box before standing up myself. Suddenly, she tenses her fingers excitedly and pulls out a marker from her pocket and starts writing on Keiichi's box. Hey, what are you doing? I said this isn't mine. Hey! I can't even see her with it blocking my vision. Fine, at least put it down first. I have to read whatever she's writing anyway. I'll help you carry it. It doesn't even seem like she's finished though, and Shizune draws a fierce line afterwards to signify that there's a catch. Oh gosh. But it's a game. The first one to stumble loses, and the loser has to carry it the rest of the way by themselves. That's stupid. There's a 50% chance I'll end up carrying it myself anyway. Actually, I feel pretty stupid myself right now. I just forgot she can't hear me. I stop talking and shake my head. I can't understand her at all, but she's come across very forcefully. It's clear that she thinks this is a great idea. Well, if she drops a box or something, she'll have to carry it. That would make things a lot easier for me, obviously. The odds are 50-50 then. They're probably higher than they would be for any other plan of hers. Alright, I'll take it. I'm not sure how we should do this. Then Shizune grabs hold of one end of the box and lifts it up, and I take the side that she isn't holding. Is this even right? It's uncomfortable to walk like this. We leave the cafe and I find myself hoping that the streets are still devoid of people. Yuko seems confused as to what we're doing, and I imagine it'll only get worse as more people see us. Shizune doesn't seem bothered at all while walking with her arm at this unnatural angle. She just grins confidently and periodically making some kind of weird gesture. There are people staring at us as time passes, and the usual morning crowd begins to fill the streets, almost as if people are going to notice that something's catching on. I feel asleep, but I'm sure that if I give up, Shizune would take it as a sign of surrender. I can't allow that, because I think I'm doing well so far. Initially, I just write Shizune's little hand signals off as her preemptively gloating, but I catch on quickly that she's actually signaling where she wants to go. It dawns on me that this isn't a competition, it's not much of a challenge, first of all, and second, it's really more of an exercise in teamwork. It's just that Shizune has made a punishment for failing instead of a reward for doing well. Our fingers touch under the box and Shizune moves her hands away, almost dropping her side of the box in the process. Well, that's game over for her. She doesn't look very happy. Does she think I did it on purpose to make her lose? If she does, she isn't making a big deal of it. All's fair in love and war. Oh no, I feel like I should take it from her and carry it myself, but she pushes me away when I try. She glares at me as to tell me off, but she can't. With that box in her hand, she is basically gagged. A sad expression flickers across her face for a second. Maybe I'm realizing that, and having to acknowledge there are some limitations you have to deal with after all. However, she is still as prideful as ever, even when it comes to her detriment. She wouldn't accept letting me allow her to skip out on the consequence of her bet. Anything is fair during the game, but the results have to be honored to the letter, huh? Shizune is an interesting type of person. Oddly honorable, though. The march back to the dorms is uneventful. Shizune passes the trip by shifting the box around occasionally like a giant Rubik's Cube. It looks like another game she has invented to amuse herself. It can't be good for whoever's inside, but I don't care enough to stop her. Maybe this is how she deals with things, by making everything into a game. It's hard to say for sure though. It seems futile to try and psychoanalyze Shizune. In the short time we've known each other, I've been surprised on a fair number of occasions. And she's shivering or trembling. I noticed Shizune shivering. For goodness sakes, the wind is picking up and the school is pretty high up. It makes sense that she would be cold. If I give her my jacket though, would she reject it? I take off my jacket and drape it around her shoulders before she has a chance to protest. Her shoulders are slim and delicate, so much so that I want to let my hands linger on them. Don't! Shizune flinches when my fingers brush against her, understandably surprised. Sorry. Her fingers dance lightly over the surface of the box, and I think of taking it from her, but I doubt she would let me. Shizune makes a quick gesture with her hands as best she can, pausing a bit afterwards as if wanting to say more. I'm sure that what she means is thank you. I'm glad I was able to catch it. I'm glad that Kenji got his stupid box. But this has been a rather interesting tale between the two of our characters, sorry. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I'm picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand that it's just fine. Understanding it's simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it, to read it. But it's easy enough when I do. The sign itself is doable. I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does it, is impossible. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunch. I'll look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I'd have to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scouring the area every 10 minutes, I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture, or some kind of detective trying to catch the criminal, but trying not to look like a detective in the process. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact that I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready to be able to do it right. Not like some dilettante. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. So to me, this is the only option, especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming. Most because Misha's hair lights up any crowd like she's like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise that they come across in the way she walks as well. I wonder if Shizune is the most weeb character out of all of them. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hi! Student cancelled? Student cancel. Student cancel was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yep. Why is it the case? Shizune sits down in front of me to my right, and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in a corner. Well, now I'm well cornered. Oh dear. But surely you wouldn't be that cornered, knowing that you're spending time with two lovely individuals. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room anyway, but I don't mind. I was going to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're so eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out here than books. This at least explains why every time I come here there are stacks of books and takeaway boxes piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. The need for room to put all the games somewhere. Ha 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 ha! It's boring playing against each other so much, Hai-chan, so it's your turn, okay? Okay? It's settled then. I didn't even say anything. Hai-chan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while, so it's especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Takabata will be coming up soon, and we have to put in a lot of work for that. Ah, so for now, play with us! Come to think of it, it's true. I've even noticed before, because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language, right on the heels of one festival a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune would try and rope a couple new members in to help with that one as well. You're right. Ha ha ha! Yay, Hai-chan agrees, let's celebrate. I know, we should play a game. Let's play a game to celebrate Hai-chan. I don't know, that kind of thing usually ends badly for me. Hai-chan is worried about the stakes. Misha makes a very disappointed face. Man, he's worried about the stakes. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me since her expression is so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. Yes, it's either all out or nothing. It's one end of the spectrum or nothing. I turn my head to Shizune. Now, this person, she is definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that! But yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first. How very Japanese, putting the consequences above everything else. Hai-chan, have you ever heard of the expression, missing the forest for the trees? No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Oh, wonderful. Shizune makes an X of her arms. That either means denied, or that she's about to use a special attack. Aha, now who's afraid of the consequences? How vengeful. Still thinking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If I bit you, you probably bite. Oh, but some of that is not coherent because he doesn't know it. You'll probably bite back. Shinji signs a word I don't quite catch. That's what the ellipsis was there for. Hai-chan is so vengeful, even though it was just a playful little joke. If an armadillo bit you, you'd probably bite back. Now, if yours is extremely sharp, then you probably wouldn't question why a particular word like armadillo. Not because of a word in itself, but because of the fact that you're questioning that one particular word. It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hai-chan. But Hai-chan would do it anyway, you see? I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand. Hai-chan, we don't have anything planned at all if you were to win or lose. You just assumed there would be something like that. I wonder why. Me too, but oh well. There isn't. Does that change your mind, Hai-chan? Well, yes. Misha windmills her arms at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit, this is the kind of thing you could only see in the student council room, occupied only by 3 people. Anywhere else, she would end up socking someone in the face. Yay, let's start right now. Not just yet. Okay. However, we have to all be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something that 3 of us can play equally. Checkers? The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play that, I told you! Okay, Hai-chan, how about Monopoly? That's gonna take way too long! A Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under my chair. I don't like games that revolve around luck of a draw. They're too much about chance and not about skill. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games. Luck is kind of a skill, you know. It's not! It's not at all. It can be if you're consistently lucky, right? No, that just means you're lucky. And if it's the other way around, you're unlucky. For goodness sakes. Once at that point, it's something else entirely. Baccarat, marbles, life, snakes and ladders, roulette, blackjacker, paper football, Trivial Pursuit? Misha begins to excitedly number a bunch of games as she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her. A bizarre catalogue of games, ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that looks very out of place in this humble room. 3-way chess. Is that even possible? Let's try. Yes, let's try it, definitely. They pull a chessboard from behind them with a flourish like 2 junior magicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised, nevertheless, it's still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that! Excuse me? Hanako? A very timid voice managed to make me look up. I lost my ID card, and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupting something, I could come back later. Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking the landscape of piled up record books, haphazardly stacked chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image of an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello? It's the only thing I could think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further. Oh dear. My ID card. You're in our class, aren't you, right? Right? So, don't be so timid, okay? Come on. Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite. Just saying that will make her presume that you'll bite. We're not her seniors, we're in the same class. Still, I'm grateful for him to stepping in. What is it you said you want? An ID card, right? Right? Yes. Her eyes side away from Misha. Being shy is no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I'll follow where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. I wonder if she wants to play too. Hanako's eyes widen just for a moment. Shizune notices as well. Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do you want to play? Hesitation, she might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amusement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation. We're having our lunch break, so you have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun. Really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell. Really, it's obvious, so please, will you? Okay. Yay! Success! Okay, that's great. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. It doesn't matter which side of the board you're on. It has its advantages and disadvantages. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Not a care in the whole wide world, because she knows what she's doing. Hanako ponders her move carefully, sliding pieces forward just a little bit, then putting them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again, indeed. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player, definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly, no matter what she does. Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Hey, now that's not very nice of me to say. Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on. It hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6, Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There is no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other for what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she is into the game. She wants to really win, and Shizune always wants to win. So they're both kind of very, very competitive. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it is giving life to the game, and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe that might even end up being... Maybe they might even end up being friends over it, or at the very least rivals in chess, is an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she doesn't want to just crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. Hanako holds her own, even though her king has been chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6, white knight to e6, the end is near. The game ends. That was a really good game. Thanks. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled. Magnanimous in victory and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako has taken defeat so well. This is a fun game, but it took so long, almost the whole period. Chess is too formatic, especially at this level. How about some advanced rules? What? Advanced? Yeah, like 19. Or, no, castling or whatever you want to... Rooking, there we go. Yeah, like speed chess or chess with additional pieces, or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on. It would be fun, really fun. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of those things compared chess to it is like comparing checkers to Go, or tic-tac-toe to shogi, right? Right? Even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something, pick! Ah. Like a deer in the headlights, many emotions spring up in me. Watching Nako's mind rear in front of a chessboard as if she's about to faint, the dominant one is amusement, but I'll move a little closer in case she might really topple over. And great. The ball is up again, but this time it's not even close. Hinako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anyway, Hanako wants to put a piece. Shizune is already there. That smile from Shizune is very, very scary. It's the fastest game I've ever seen in my life. Let's change rules and play again. Best out of 6. Like Kasparov and Deep Blue. Hanako excuses herself and flees the room. Wait! Didn't she want to know where she could get a new ID? Excuse me, hello, come back please. Wait. Strangely, the further Misha goes away, the louder her voice seems to go, which is the opposite of what it should be. No, I couldn't catch her. Shizune pats on her on the shoulder reassuringly. There. You're pretty cheerful for someone who needs a pat on the shoulder. Oh dear. Hi Chan, do you hate games where luck is involved? I do. A question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers. I don't like games that revolve around luck of a draw, right? That was you, Hai-chan. Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as just having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. Then it's not a game, is it? Just going through motions. For a game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that. I see. That girl isn't very good at chess. Hold on now. But she is passionate. Chess is a formatic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There was nothing formatic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Sometimes there doesn't need to be a serious chess player, for goodness sakes. Anyone who loves chess to a point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard will be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just casually, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead even against pros. Why would someone who loves that game so much with enthusiasm know so little about it, even less than someone with just a passing interest in it? Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook. It's also a castle. Her themes are real, but her themes for the game aren't real. Do you understand, Hai-chan? There is no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance regardless of level of experience in the game. Just enough to matter, but not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's not a game. To me, it seems like formulas. Hinako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness? I think so at least. Or you concede immediately, since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king, trying to bait her. I didn't succeed though because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the farthest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. Do you understand, Hai-chan? Not really. Most likely Lily. But then again, how would Lily be able to know which pieces of which because she's blind? If you love chess that much, you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it and not the game. It's too precious for her to see as a tool for true competition. Due to that, you can't become friends over it, not without words. Well, your way of thinking isn't the kind of way that works on everyone, Shizune. The look on her face isn't one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game, while the board is still here. But of course, we're going to be cut off as the bell rings, obviously. Okay, folks, this is a perfect time where we're going to end off the video and stay true to our words at the beginning of the video by saying that this video is going to be shorter than the previous one, which was nearly 2 hours. Thank you all so much for watching, folks, and see you all in the next time of Katawa Shoujo. Thank you all so much for watching. This route has definitely developed into one that I didn't really almost expected it to give a few more like multiple choice scenarios, but so far this route has been very linear. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves.